I want these crazy, quote-unquote, things to happen. I have this invention idea that I mentioned to the other Cucamongas yesterday. Hara wasn't there yet, but it was me, Tyler, Dan, and Javi. And we were in Javi's kitchen. We were making what were gonna be tacos, but ended up being mini burritos. The whole point being is that it's a pretty far out there idea. And maybe like the iPhone, maybe like Hogwarts. I know I keep using those two examples, but any type of invention that takes time to make. I think time is the test itself to see if you can actually make it come true. Can your dreams come to life? #near. God, that's something I could talk about all day, but I'm fighting it right now. I'm like edging myself with wanting to talk about this game I just mentioned. I won't even say the name again. I won't do it. Either way. Yeah, I had a great time with the boys yesterday. We came up with a funny skit idea, and I'm very excited to put this one out because we have many skit ideas. Dan is the king of skits, and that he keeps sending us a bunch of ideas in the chat and then knows that I'm just going to put it in the notes file. Thank you. But the whole point being is that we came up with the skit idea, and when we proposed it to the women in our life, they go, "So do you want to get canceled?" And I go, "Man, fuck that. There's no such thing as canceling anymore. I don't believe in that. I think you're only canceled if you believe it. It's like how contracts are only, applicable if you adhere to them. Otherwise, many people break them all the time. And that's fine. You can break a contract whenever you so choose. You really can. It's like anything in life. Everything that you see that is quote unquote a law or a rule is more so just a guideline. At best, a glorified fucking guideline, if anything. Because anything is possible. The only laws and rules that I would say make any sense at all is that there is time and there is space. Anything and everything can happen within those two things. Does that make sense? That can't be that... Like, you could talk to me about all the physics in the world and the thermodynamic law of this and the fucking Metatron law of that. I don't give a shit. Planck law. Fuck off. The reason... They just went back in time with a quantum computer, and to extrapolate upon it, all they did was they went back 1 second to the previous state that the quantum computer was in. I don't know exactly how they didn't. I didn't read that in depthly, otherwise I would have brought you the news. But what I do know from it is it's not in so much of a physical realm like here, Can I say material? It doesn't even feel like, I don't know. What's a good word to distinguish, to separate the two things? Because it's kind of like people say the digital world, in a sense. Well, there you go. Digital isn't necessarily real, because if you turned off and destroyed every computer, you could never have access to that world again, which should really make you think about the possibilities that there were in the past and still are now. It's just lost technology. Technology is not just metal bars and electrical, cords, wires, whatever. Either way, if you believe in everything recursively, you'd have to imagine that anything and everything out there can be done and turned into something. It then just becomes about access. And sorry, not sorry, they do not want to give you access to a lot of things. Who is they? You know who they is. Sadly, we are they, and they are us. So we are we. So annoying, right? That's an annoying one. Because if you keep playing teams, if you keep saying they don't really care about us, you're still dignifying what is separation. You're still allowing there to be a rift, to be a divide. And that's one of the biggest problems. But at the same time, I also believe it can be a solution. Like, imagine you decided to not necessarily physically cut the world in half, but create a barrier around the equator. On the north side would be society, where there would be order. And at the very top, if the world is round, I'm going to assume the world is round. Sorry, I just like to play into the flat earthers a little. What does Jason believe? Ooh, is he a flat earth? What does he believe? He must be a Republican. No. But on the north side would be society, order. And on the south side would be chaos and anarchy. Right? I feel like that would make sense. The reason I think that makes sense is because you can't keep trying to suppress either side. If we believe in what we call spectrums, there is a point of maximum and a point of minimum. And the goal isn't necessarily to just meet in the middle, because if you're at one end, say the minimum, you want to get to the maximum. Say you're at the maximum, you want to get to the minimum. And there's so many other things in between that are worth your while. So, God, I'm digressing. Either way, I think it would be good to have that as the greatest psyop in history. I'm giving the CIA some ideas here. But I think the whole goal would then be to figure out how the two sides can join together to find a happy medium. Most people like to believe that the middle is just gray. And it might be. It might be. Because the way that I see it, if I was to paint the world, I think you have white on one side, black on the other. I think you have gray down the middle, which I know I'm saying that's what people think, and it probably is. You're probably not wrong, because I see the idea as well. But in the middle is gray. Now, what is beyond all three of these things? This is also my argument for the fact that yin and yang, that picture, that concept is very incomplete. Very incomplete. You have 5 fingers for a reason. You have 5 toes for a reason. Pay attention to the numbers of things that you have. So, you have black, you have white, you have gray in the middle, and then what do you have beyond it all? I believe it's probably transparent. The looking glass, that would be 4. Now, we're still missing another number. What is 5? I think 5 is what happens when you put it all together. And see, that's tough. That's tough, isn't it? Because you can argue that the 5th thing is the observer. You know, or you can argue that the 5th thing is a culmination of the previous 4 things, which would still in turn develop into an observer. Does this make any sense at all? I know this is such a hard thing to, empathize with. Especially when you're working a fucking 9 to 5 or just any job you don't like, you're struggling with bills. Who has time to listen to philosophical meandering? I don't know. I do. Maybe. I don't know. I had a point in time where I was listening to Jordan Peterson, but at the end of the day, I was just like, all right. If I listen to you, man, I'm going to get fucking depressed. Maybe that's how people feel when I talk, which I hope is not the case. That would never be my intention. But, God, my knees and my toes are dry. I need to put some shea butter. Yeah, I need to oil up. The Arabs have it right, man. You need your skin to be supple, especially when you're white. I know I'm a Dominican white. I still do have that European in me, specifically French. Maybe a little Asian. I don't know. I'm a culmination of things. Everybody's a culmination of things. We're all black, actually. But to just kind of loop around and finish the idea, maybe you have some type of structure in the middle between chaos and anarchy, or chaos and order, black and white, whichever side, But when good tries to oppress bad, you're going to get a result that is not truly desired. You need to you need to come to terms with the evil. There needs to be a push and a pull and a creation, or at least a meeting ground. What is that third thing? Because in a sense, like, a child is that third thing between the parents. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I think I know where I'm going to go with that, but I'm going to end up losing my point. My point being, can both sides come to a consensus and go, all right, there can be this much good and there can be this much bad? I think one of the biggest mistakes that people don't notice from the Bible is it doesn't really teach you how to do evil. Now, that's a pretty far out there idea, but hear me out. I think it's better when you put it out there, because then you figure out who the little sociopaths are, little psychos, you know? So if you put out there, well, how do you actually do wrong? Don't tell me what wrong is. Telling me what wrong is not what I'm looking for. I feel like that is not a good way to necessarily go about things without proper examples and yada, yada, yada. Whole point being, sorry, I got distracted. People were on bikes, and there's, I think, an airplane. Yes, I see the airplane. It's like kind of high up there, but in a way, it's so weird. The sky is so vast, and we are so goddamn small. This world is gigantic, I swear to God. This world is huge. But the whole point being, come to a consensus. Understand that there has to be equal good and equal bad. And even then, people will argue because people lean to one side or the other. That's just the type of people that people are. We lean sometimes. We're not always in the middle, nor would you want to be in the middle, because most people would view it as stagnation. It's stasis, as Jeff Bezos would say. And I feel like that idea, the nomenclature behind that, is what turns people off from wanting to discover more about themselves and other people, and how do we actually make this all work? How do we make life work? I don't believe we can finish life, whatever that may mean. I just don't believe we can do the ultimate thing that humans can do if we don't have everybody there. And yes, even the people you really wouldn't want there. Because at the end of the day, if we're all like souls, you know, if we're all these things, and again, this kind of leans towards the good side. What is the ultimate good? The ultimate good ending would be you cure somebody like a P. Diddy. You cure somebody like a person you throw in solitary or fucking under the prison Alcatraz. You know, you forgive somebody and you help some, you fix them, you get in their mind and you fucking fix up, you screw in the bulbs and the loose screw. No, you show them the light. God, everything can be made to sound so fucking evil, can it be? You show them the way. You show them essentially what the good way to do things is, and it's completely subjective. Sorry, I'm being distracted, but it's really cute. I love when families can just bond, be together. Simple as going on a bike ride. I love that, man. I really do. I don't know, do I have many things to talk about today? Not completely. I feel like people would say that I talk a lot, but I can get through my points. Can I? Jesus Christ. Is every observation upon yourself your hubris showing, or is it a reason to digress? How much self-analysis can one person do before they are ultimately good? And but yeah, this whole fucking experiment, you know, because that's, I guess, what it would be. Because if you could figure out a fucking border, kind of like what we're doing to Mexico, if we could figure out a real border, maybe we paint it black so it gets too hot and they don't want to climb. Oh my God, that was the funniest thing. Whatever, man. If Fucking ICE is all over California. They just wait in their cars. Like, yeah, that guy, hey, he looks illegal. Realistically, they have a database. They have the faces of people. You know what I mean? So, and people just rat themselves out online as well. It's so crazy how many times you see somebody posting the crime that they're committing online. And maybe that was the whole point of the internet, make people more truthful, because it's good that, you know, hey, a crime's being caught, but the crime will be stealing from the government, which, I'm going to be honest with you, is not a fucking crime. It's not. Let's not pretend. No one actually believes that. Even the people in the fucking Midwest and Mid-America, all there, you by no means think stealing from the government is a problem. So, dude, how do we fix that? I know I talked about we need to talk, and I still and will always believe in the fact that we need to talk, man. But god damn it, Ari Shaffir makes a great point. Shit doesn't change until somebody gets shot in the face. Why do we need that harsh of a lesson? Whether to experience it or fucking witness it. You know? I don't think bullets should be flying through anybody's faces. Is that crazy of a thing to say? And then, I mean, the internet can keep people truthful, sure, but it's also so incredibly easy to lie when you're a liar and you don't care. You know what I mean? And you just don't give a fuck. Like, you can't possibly expect me to believe that these people with white hair and their monkey suits and sitting around, half of them are falling asleep because they're fucking 70 and 80. They don't care. They don't care. I think it just takes one 25 and above person, man, let's be real, man, or woman, but man, a man 25 and above should walk into that room and just say, hey, security guards, do you actually agree with what is happening to people? No, you don't? Okay, because try to remember something. They physically cannot do anything about it. Can we just escort these people to the prison? You don't have to be rough with, like, Donald Trump, with fucking Boris Jorgensen's, somebody, I don't know. You don't have to be rough with all the people in power. I think that's the funniest thing. It would actually only take one man with the greatest sales ability. Ryan Serhant, go out there. So it would take someone that could just be like, hey, let's just have peace. How do we do that? Well, these are all the people in this room that make the decisions for the world. How about we're going to lock these doors? I brought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I brought 78 handcuffs. We're going to, one by one, put it on them. They also string together. They'll be in a chain gang. Once they are all chained together, we'll tell them, listen, this was for the best. It's time that your generation not dies, but we want you to leave, especially because you weren't very nice. People who put their parents in a retirement home, they don't fucking love them. You don't love somebody and put them in whatever the fuck that is. You know what I mean? That's just not a thing. I can't possibly believe that for a second. So, these people, I wouldn't say don't deserve love, but do you really want to give them your love? And I feel like if you don't want to give them your love, you shouldn't give them your hate either. Again, going back to ultimate good, ultimate evil, maximum minimum, is just, why be physically torturous to them at the same time? Just let them go fucking think about what they've done. Let them go fucking think about it. If they truly can't come to the conclusion that what they've done has been really fucked up for the world, because I live next to a whole bunch of people, and if you thought of us all as small nation states, I haven't wanted to send any nukes to anyone. I haven't wanted to shoot anyone. So if most people feel that way, considering I've lived in this neighborhood for many years and no one's gotten shot. No one's died except for old age. Poor dude. A little while back, like 2 months ago. I think I might have mentioned it. But yeah, there was an old man who used to live in a brick house a little around the corner from me. Always used to see him mowing his lawn. And now, very creepily, there's never a car there, but there's always a light that's off during the day and on during the night. So maybe he came back, or maybe somebody's living. I don't fucking know. I think it was for sale. I don't know if it finished being for sale, but the for sale sign is gone. By the way, I'm a real estate agent. I'm going to be starting a real estate / business kind of channel where I give a genuine pre-planned in-depth analysis of, hey, it's fucked up that real estate causes all the inflation. And I'll get into that later. But it causes all the inflation. Here's how we can fix this while still keeping people happy. If we don't do this or even attempt it, I don't want to. There's no room for complaints. The answer is out here. Kind of like that one thing in America. Where was it? Utah or something? Ohio? I don't know. It was a state that had a monument that had how to resurrect the world if it ever ended in 8 different languages, and they took it down. They say because vandals already ruined it, so they just ruined it all the way and demolished it. I don't know how that makes sense. Yeah, we went to the moon, but, we just destroyed the technology, and it's just really hard to get that technology back. Look at me. Did it sound as stupid coming out of your mouth as I just heard it? Did it taste dumb? When you said that, did your tongue get a little autistic? Because there's just no way you could say that to people and we all keep going along with that. I don't understand. I don't fucking understand. The rules only apply to you if you allow them to apply to you. Easier said than done. Kind of looping back around to the point. What was I? Oh, yes, a business channel. Just, yeah. How we can fix things. Here are the plans. If anybody wants to do them, you can do them. If you find a better way to do exactly what I'm putting out there, fucking do it. Awesome. Extrapolate upon it. Expand. But I'm tired of there not being any fixes and whatever. I don't know. We still don't have real ID or some nonsense when it comes to voting. I think even if they do implement it, man, it's like cryptocurrency. You can put out how, open source the thing actually is, but at the end of the day, you could still use a different database and just keep updating the fucking fraudulent one. And you can make it just close enough to what's replicatable as a blockchain. Like, you can take their open source, put it in your, do the thing yourself, and boom, look, you get the same product. Wow. But at the end of the day, you're not actually in their hardware verifying that. Plus, they're always going to have some pre-release version to the thing that's then going to get updates, because that's how updates work. So, does that make sense? Dude, they can put out all the open source bullshit that they want. I don't believe you for 2 seconds. If you want to know if it's truly open source, you need to have a public ledger. And I think the most public of ledgers would be, imagine having a Washington Monument pillar in erection, just staring up into the sky and right in God's eyes. And you use that as the world's gigantic database center thingy-majigger. And you can clearly see all the physical wires going from there into, underground to the houses, whatever. Oh my God, I'm wearing myself out. Sounds like the laziest thing ever. Oh, my thoughts, they're making me so tired. But public ledger, maybe that's what the Tree of Life once was. Maybe the Tree of Life in a natural form was you ate the apple, got all the information. This information was all of the world's history that has ever occurred in the minds of humans. Like, imagine you died, weren't put in boxes, by the way. If I haven't said that before, I'm gonna probably say it a million more times. Fucking weird that we put ourselves in boxes. That's so weird. That's so fucking weird. When you think about recycling or anything, yeah, you decompose. Some people burn. Some people want to be sent down to sea. You know, whatever ends up happening to those bodies, that is something that I wonder. Do they end up getting eaten by animals, or do they end up falling down to the bottom? They probably get eaten by animals. They fucking smell it. You'll get consumed by a crustacean or something. But yes, that's what I want to do with my Jason's Office channel, is what I'll call it, maybe. That's essentially the name that I have for it right now. Jason's Office. And I will be sitting behind a desk, pretentiously looking straight at you, right into the camera, just so you know that I'm not looking into your eyes. I'm looking past you, because it's nonsense. And I'm just gonna talk about how we can fix things in real estate. Maybe I do what Joseph Carlson has done as well, where he posts his dividend portfolio, his growth portfolio, the story fund, and then talks about what he invests in and what he does and yada yada. I think that's pretty cool. I like how open of a concept it is, and he has a fantastic following. And I like the things he says. He shows me the things. He tells me his opinion. And he also, reassures that, hey, at the end of the day, I'm human like you. I did all this research, but some dude in a suit could go, man, fuck Joseph Carlson, and then do the complete opposite. Maybe he doesn't even know who I am, and he just decides I want this to go the other way. And boom, there you go. There it is. But I don't know. I think I'm about done. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. I'm probably not gonna actually post anything on that until maybe 1 to 3 months from now. So maybe in the beginning of the year I post something. Maybe I record a video this year and then post it out there, because I have like 40 hours of footage of backlog stuff that I need to go through for content, and still haven't put out the 0 subscriber special. Fuck, I need to do that. Oh, that's what my day might be consumed by. I shouldn't and sigh like it's dreadful, because I am excited. So I'm going to put a smile on my face. Yippee. And I'm going to probably take another hit, and then I'm going inside, and I'm going to get this stuff done. Live stream today. I have to live stream every day. I have to. I truly hope that one day I can build a following. God, I feel like such a failure and a loser. But I want to know what success is like. I want to know what it's like to get sucked. That's what I want to know. Okay? So, check out the Cucamongas. Check us out. Instagram, Twitter. We'll update that whenever we can. TikTok, Dan runs that one. Does a fantastic job. Love you, Dan. YouTube, Twitch. I have socials under the same name of Jason's WAF. Yes, everybody's been asking me, Jason, what's a WAF? And to that, I would say a WAF is